Hello friends and welcome to the today's video. I have with me a very special guest. He is Vasu Viren Garg. He is the All India rank 33, right Vasu? In
Yes,
NEET
sir.
UG 2022. I congratulate you and I thank you for accepting this request of addressing my audience regarding how you prepared NEET UG 2022. And in this video, my dear viewers, will be discussing in detail how he prepared in class 11, 12, and how exactly he prepared for NEET UG, what all resources he used, and how he attempted his paper that got him such a good rank. So welcome, Vasu.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so I usually like to know from toppers what their routine day is like, during your preparation when you were in class 11, class 12. What was your routine day like?
Sir, my routine daily life was simple. Actually, just I was a coaching going student. Actually, so morning coaching, then self-study routine only, and in between there were some power naps and some recreation activities to keep mind fresh.
Okay, so like in addition to your coaching hours, how many hours on an average you used to put at your home on your studies, and how did you manage at home beyond coaching, on top of your coaching?
Sir, other than coaching, then it depends on day to day. Then whenever I was in mood, I used to study. There was no fixed study hours. Just जितना मैं कर पाता था उतना करता था मैं normally.
Okay, so basically you would be very regular, but then depending on particular day, you will give that many number of hours. But you must have been very regular with your studies. That's what I request all my viewers to be, of that mentality that it's not a 1 day game, it's not even a 1 month game, it's not even 6 month game, it's a game of full 2 years, right? It's a marathon, it's not a sprint race. So, and your coaching, was it a mix of online, offline, or was it pure offline? Because it must have been affected by COVID, right?
So actually, it was a mixture of online and offline coachings, because lockdown and all these things affected very much.
Okay. So I'll straight away ask you regarding your NEET preparation. The most important subject, the 50% of the total marks are from biology. So what all resources you used in biology? NCRT biology, I know everyone uses. Did you use anything extra? So what was your preparation plan for biology?
So for biology, matlab, I used only NCRT for theory, and for questions, I recognize that no book is perfect. So I try to make my own questions from biology NCRT. When I read NCRT, I try to make questions, very tricky questions, so that whenever examiner try to make good questions, I first in questions. I try to make my own questions. And other than that, I practice so many tests that my most of the question practice were mainly through tests only.
Okay, so that's actually a very effective strategy, that when you're reading the most important book, while you're reading those lines, you actually think like an examiner, that how an examiner would like to ask a question from this line if he really wishes to. So that's how you can actually frame a question every line of NCRT textbook, and that way you can memorize each and every line of NCRT textbook. So on an average, how many revisions did you do for that book?
So that depends on the number of chapters. Actually, those chapters which were covered early in my class 11th, that I revised many times. But those chapters that were done late, so that I was revised very less times. जो chapters class 11 काफी जल्दी हो गए थे, that I revised around 25 to 30 times.
Okay.
And जो chapters थोड़े late हुए थे, उनको I revised nearly 15-20 times.
So that means it's not about a couple of revisions, it's not about 4 or 5 revisions, it's about 15 revisions, it's about 20 revisions. That's how you reach such a good rank. And same as what Tanishka also told, that it's about 15-20 revisions. It's not about 3-4 revisions. So you have to really work hard and grind and be very consistent to get such a good rank. So technically you did not use anything outside NCRT for reading the theory of biology, right?
Just like just NCRT is a very very tricky book. Every time you read it, you will find something new only. So reading NCRT is the most important, and I haven't used any other book in NCRT.
So that is again a good point, that every time you read that book you find something extra from that book that you had skipped the last time. It was somehow not registered in your memory. So okay, now going from biology to chemistry, physical, inorganic, organic chemistry, how did you prepare those subjects? What all resources did you use?
सर एवरी सब्जेक्ट मतलब सब में क्या होता है कि पहले बेसिक कंसेप्ट रिक्वायर्ड होते हैं आपको, देन ओनली एंड ओनली एनसीईआरटी यू हैव टू रीड. सो like by biology, in organic chemistry also I prefer only NCERT after understanding the basic concepts, and in organic chemistry also I prefer only and only NCERT. Some coaching notes I used, but after that only and only NCERT in last 6-7 months.
Okay, so even
And in
chemistry,
physical,
yeah, even chemistry NCERT was very helpful, especially for inorganic and organic. So how did you prepare physical chemistry, which is more like physics?
in physical chemistry mainly, uh, in the beginning I understand the concept, all the concepts that were important, then I solved many questions mainly based on also and coaching modules also. Other than that, I read NCERT of physical chemistry the last 6-7 months only, because in that also you will find some important points that are very important in your needs preparation, because exam में काफी कुछ पूछता है physical chemistry से कभी कभार, that notes cannot cover and only NCERT can cover.
Okay, so most of the coaching institutes will provide you with a set of modules. Modules में chapters भी होते हैं. Then after that there are questions. Some of them are from NCERT. Some of them are even beyond that NCERT. तो आप वो modules पढ़ते थे जो coaching वाले provide करते थे for your biology or for your chemistry?
Sir, modules, I didn't read any theory from that, just only solved questions from that.
Okay. तो questions के लिए you can actually use multiple other resources. आप obviously NCERT तो limited है. The number of questions are very limited, but for other questions, for more questions, you can refer to your coaching modules. You can refer to other MCQ textbooks, right? So, and what about physics?
The physics mainly I study from notes, by coaching notes that I made myself. I study from them, and after question practice, I mainly use H.C. Verma book from mainly for objective and subjective questions both, and most of my question practice in all the three subjects were mainly through test only.
Okay. And what about NCERT in physics?
So mainly I read only few chapters from the NCERT book, textbook, and for physics I used H.C. Verma for both subjective and objective questions. From NCERT I read only selected chapters like semiconductors and modern physics only.
So, okay, basically that those chapters which are more of a theory like modern physics or semiconductors you did from NCERT, but those practical things like kinematics and all you did from H.C. Verma, which is much more standard book, obviously. And did you practice questions which were little higher, little advanced, as in JEE advanced type questions?
So in initial days when I was in class 11th, I practiced many advanced questions, JEE advanced level also, mains level also. But in last days, I preferred only simple, not only simple, just tricky questions, NEET level questions, JEE mains level questions, not advanced level questions.
Do you think NEET is easy as compared to JEE advanced?
So JEE advanced ke comparison, we can say that NEET is a little bit easy, but JEE mains ke level is equal to NEET level only.
Okay, so it's of the same level as JEE mains, right? Okay, so any shortcuts you'd like to tell our viewers, the viewers of this video? Any shortcuts in physics, any shortcuts in chemistry, if there are any?
Sir, basically there is no shortcut. Only what anyone can do is understand the concept. It is theory based, and then solve the questions as her concept. The question solve करने is very important. And physics में many people many people what many people do is simply remember the formulas, but that is not the main thing. Formula remember करना is not important at all. What is important is to understand the concept only, because if you know the concept, then you can derive the formulas and remember them all easily, very easily.
Okay. So there's actually no shortcut. If there was any, फिर तो कोई भी नीट की सिलेक्शन कर लेता, किसी की भी रैंक आ जाती. There is no shortcut actually. You have to read for 2 years. You have to practice as many times as you actually want. And the more number of practices, the more the number of revisions you make, the better will be your rank. Okay, so what was your paper attempting strategy? If you had any particular strategy, like attempting a particular subject first and then the other one. Usually people like to attempt biology for two reasons. One, that it is half of the total paper, and second, it generally takes you 20-30 seconds to answer a question of biology. You either know that or you don't know it. So you don't take any time to solve, to make some calculations. Biology is straightforward. You know, you mark it, that's all. So what was your strategy in attempting paper?
So my paper attempting strategy was actually simple. In the 2 years, I give so many tests that I used to experiment in all the tests, that which subject I should do first and what I should do last. But I realized the fact that there is no simple hard and fast rule that कि कौन सा सब्जेक्ट पहले करे कौन सा लास्ट में करे. You simply experiment, and it's not like that एक सब्जेक्ट खत्म करना ही करना है. If you are solving biology first and you are stick at question number 10 or 12, then if you're not able to solve biology other than that, leave it simply and do physics or chemistry whatever you want. There is nothing like that कि पहले biology ही solve करनी है या पहले physics ही solve करनी है. और जब आपका मन करता है एग्जाम के टाइम पे आपको स्ट्रेस भी आता है, तब आप simply you can switch the subject also. Just simply try to experiment कि what you can do to make your paper very easy and increase your output.
So basically, you have highlighted two things. One, that you have to experiment while you're attempting tests and in your coaching institute or at your home. You have to experiment which strategy works better for you. And second, you have to be sort of plastic. You should be able to change your strategy in an exam if it's really required. Biology ka paper lengthy aa gaya, somehow nahi ho pa raha, you have to switch to some other subject to solve that first. So काफी flexible रहना पड़ेगा. So that's it. That's the information I wanted you to share to my viewers. So any final comments for them? For aspirants who are in class 11, for those who have taken a drop maybe, who are not selected this year, for the next year, any golden words for them?
Just simple thing is consistency is the must for everything. And if we talk about test paper attempting strategy, many people think that OMR should fill that last only, but that's not the point. OMR filling is very important for NEET. So what we should do is try to experiment in that also. Sometimes try OMR filling at last, and sometimes that in the मतलब साथ में OMR भरना भी try करना चाहिए. So everything is important. That depends on many factors. पेपर का लेंथ कैसा है, पेपर की डिफिकल्टी लेवल कैसे है, मॉडरेट है, इजी है. If the paper is very difficult, then try to and it is lengthy also, then try to fill OMR while solving the questions only. But if paper is easy and comparatively short length paper, then try to fill OMR at last, because it will help you multiple times revision also. And final comments only this: consistency is first, and you should not demotivate you should not be demotivated in any point of life. Cause demotivation आता है, काफी टाइम आता है, टेस्ट में मार्क्स कभी कम आते हैं, कभी ज्यादा आते हैं, तो demotivation आते हैं, but consistently if you have, then you can and overcome all these things, depression and all.
Right. So कभी टेस्ट में कम मार्क्स आ जाए उसके लिए डीमोटिवेट नहीं होना है. So you have to keep going and improve your rank. और टेस्ट सीरीज में आपके नंबर कम आए ना, that's a good stimulus for you कि ये वाला एरिया मेरा वीक है, यहाँ पे मुझे काम करना है. So that's what tests are meant for. So I thank you, Vasu, for joining us for this video. I thank you. I congratulate you again on your wonderful success, and I wish you luck for your future endeavors in medicine, in whatever branch you take subsequently. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was an honor to talk to you.